so this doesn't happen much. We peace signs, deuces. Okay, but like this doesn't happen much. We've had a very good week. A
Mhm.
very good week. You know,
Wow.
we've got 4 elections. One of them didn't turn out quite how we like it, but I mean, we got 3 other ones that are kind of nice. You know, Steven, you look like you're flipping out. We'll get to it. We'll
Yeah.
get to it. We'll get to it.
I'm so upset
We've got
about my
I
feelings.
completely forgot to look at them, but we've got a whole bunch of stuff with Hillary Clinton coming out. Yeah,
Oh, really?
she's a criminal and a liar, just like we all knew.
Yep.
Um,
Wow. No way.
oh yeah, no way,
Wow, it's
fake
a surprise that
news.
Hillary's a liar, right?
No, such a surprise. Um, we've got all the Kyle Rittenhouse things, and Steven, we know you've got some stuff to say about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, so we're gonna have fun with that. And then we've got Pfizer Gate, and then we also got a national holiday coming up, which I think is amazing.
It is
Yes,
so amazing.
I
Let's
agree.
go. Base.
But let's start with these elections. So so
Oh man,
I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the info net and then share this with y'all. Let's go to it's a tab, right? Nope, not a tab. It's a window.
Mhm.
So as you guys can clearly see here, Virginia had a very good
Wow.
gubernational election
Gubernatorial
gubernatorial
elect.
election. Um, so you can see the breakdown here. Election day votes was 61%. Glenn Youngkin, early in-person voting was 53. McLaughlin, but then we also had a early vote by mail McLaughlin.
They
But
still do that? I thought we're over the mail-in ballots
of
already.
course they still do that, Steven. Of course they still
Like,
do
come
that.
on, man. We should honestly, if we have an amendment to get rid of all these mail-in ballots, like I would propose it for sure if I were a senator in Congress.
I mean, I think I'm okay with like in some situations being able to
Yeah.
do a
Okay.
mail-in ballot.
Well, because you do have
Yeah.
like you do have like so my dad we live in Georgia, but he was a legal citizen or a legal resident of Ohio because he was in the
Mhm.
military. Um, so for the longest time he was voting in Ohio. Like
Yeah.
he was sent absentee ballots. So I mean, there's certain things that I can see it for,
Uh,
but
okay, you know what?
to the scope
Okay, guys.
it was put in place in the 2020
Yeah.
election and especially the California recall election. No,
Yeah,
Okay,
we
that's a
you
bit
can't
too
guys.
much.
we can't just send them out everywhere at all.
Yeah, Tim, Josie, like I framed this whole mail ballot thing a little less graciously than you guys. You guys are a bit more graceful on this, but yeah,
Mhm.
totally get where this is coming from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but as
Yeah.
you can see, you know, Glenn, he got a lot of counties, a lot
Yeah.
of counties, and I think what the biggest thing I think is, and this is true for any election, you know, you've got these few counties that have really big cities,
Mhm.
and really big cities primarily vote Democrat.
Democrat.
So I think that's where Terry McAuliffe,
McAuliffe.
yeah,
Terry
Terry
McAuliffe.
McAuliffe. I think that's where he got a majority of his votes, of course. Um,
Mhm.
but hey, I mean, people are saying this is the election of like white supremacy.
Yeah. Oh,
Wasn't
that's
there
cringe.
like literally the lieutenant governor is now a African American female, which she
Yeah.
is 100% based. Oh my,
Yeah.
that's
Really?
she's amazing, amazing.
Mhm.
What's her name? Do you know?
Ooh, I don't know. Just
Lieutenant
look up lieutenant governor. I'm pretty sure it'll pop up.
Lieutenant Governor
Okay.
of Virginia. Of Virginia. Oh wait, her name is. Wait, hold on. Oh my gosh, wait, Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. The office is currently held by somebody. No, no, no. Oh my gosh, wait.
Winsome Sears?
Winsome
Winsome
Sears,
Sears.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I think the most the biggest picture of her, I guess, is of her just standing there with like a rifle or something, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um.
it's white supremacy. Oh my gosh, white
Oh
supremacy
yeah. Only
reigns.
like and people. My biggest thing is okay. You got two old white dudes going at it. Well, one old white dude, another middle-aged white dude. I'm pretty sure Terry McAuliffe's older, and then Glenn Youngkin's actually fairly young, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
But you've got two white dudes. One white dude loses, and another white dude wins. It's white supremacy. Ah,
Yep.
yes.
Yep. Oh yeah. Even though the Lieutenant Winsome Sears is like Republican, she's a black Republican still. It's
Oh yeah,
white
yeah.
supremacy.
She's the. She's a. Oh, I forget what Topher calls it. I forget, but
It's like
she's the black face of white supremacy.
the black. Oh, dude, that's cringe. You see how cringy
They
that
did
is?
it. They did
Like,
it to Larry
oh,
Elder.
compared to Larry. Of course, yeah.
And then you also had, I forget what position he ran for, but you also had a Hispanic American actually win. I don't know if he was Cuban or Puerto Rican, but he won a position too, and he was Republican, which I think is absolutely great. I'm pretty sure he's Cuban.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look up all the races in Virginia. Actually,
Yeah.
let's find out the what's it? Who's the who's the Hispanic dude? Like,
Hispanic dude.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out the Hispanic Republic. Yeah, but no, but still, even then, like CNN and a lot of the mainstream media pundits still call it white supremacy.
Yeah, and
Just because of a Republican victory.
and the biggest thing is I brought up so there was this one person on Twitter, and they were like, I'm always on Twitter. You guys know how it is. Um, there was this one person on Twitter who like posted an image about it, and she was like, "What is this election really about?" And then I went to the website where she got the image from, literally scrolled down, and it said the issues that voters voted on, and the top one was education. I'm like, this is what this election was about. You guys are letting terrible things happening in high school bathrooms, and you want to teach kids that they're inferior or superior to one another because of the color of their skin.
Yeah.
That is what this election was about.
Oh wait, Jason Miyares is I think he won the Virginia Attorney General election.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Miyares.
Yes, that's him. So, I think it was every single category, but COVID.
Yep.
Mm.
If they answered that was the biggest reason, or the thing they were looking at for this election, they voted Republican. If they were voting because of COVID, they voted Democrat.
Wow. Very interesting.
And 15% of the votes were because of COVID, or their most important issue was COVID. So,
Mhm.
Wow.
So
They're
not
still
many.
clinging.
not many.
They're still
at all.
clinging onto the media hype or something. Those 15% of people, they're still clinging onto that.
Yeah.
All right, Stephen. We're about to get to your state.
All right, there we go. Let's go.
All right, so we're
New
looking
Jersey.
at the New Jersey governor election results of 2021.
Oh, that hurt. That race
So-
hurt.
So it's
That hurt so much.
so 90% of expected votes are in. Stephen, he's just the projected winner. You know who they were projecting winner in 2016 of the presidential race? Who were they
Hillary.
projecting winner?
2016 New Jersey presidential election. They
Not
predicted
New
Hillary
Jersey,
Clinton.
just the United States.
The president of New Jersey.
Hey guys,
President.
the president of New Jersey. That is top tier elections right there.
Yeah. No,
Top tier.
they projected. Okay, Phil Murphy. They projected Phil Murphy to win. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. So it's still a pretty close race. We've got 50.9% against 48.3%. And I mean, if you look at it, if you show all counties, so I think Jack Chitterelli, he has like 11 counties, and Phil Murphy has like 10.
Yeah, it's
But-
still a lot. Come on, man.
Yeah. So the thing is, New Jersey's a really small state, and it's got a lot of big cities. So
Mhm.
just get out of the cities, Steven. Just move to like Tennessee.
Move to Tennessee. or
Move to
like
Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, Georgia,
where? Arizona.
Arizona. No. I'm not actually. I don't know. Is Arizona based again?
Might be.
Might be. You never know.
I think that was fraud.
You think there's fraud?
I
Probably.
think
You never
so.
know.
You never know. Yeah, exactly.
You never know with Arizona, but you know there is no evidence of election fraud, errors, or glitches that change the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election.
Yeah,
So
For
true.
sure.
yeah,
Oh gosh, yeah, exactly.
so yeah, the next two are kind of minor, actually, but hey, I mean either way, there's still something we can talk about. So the next race we are looking at here is actually the Ohio House special election results. Let me share this with y'all. Let's do window. There we go. So, yeah, Ohio special election in Ohio's 15th congressional district. And then they had they had another one, right? They had another one, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, they
I
had
don't
House 15 special and House 11 special. So House 11, they got it was a 78.8 to 21.2%. Yeesh. Yeesh. Um can one of y'all I know this may be asking a lot, but do you know who was in House 15 before
I
the
do.
election?
What?
Uh I'm wondering who was in House 15 before. Was this Republican before, or
I actually really don't
was it
know.
Democrat?
I actually don't know, to be honest with you.
You'd think they'd say something about it. A landscape favor Republicans. A landscape that favors Republicans features a contrast between Republican Mike Kerry clinging tightly to former President Donald Trump's and Democrat State Rep Allison Russo, who is trying to patch together a new coalition that reaches from suburbia to Appalachia. So yeah, this is I think what they're basically saying is this is a kind of Republican area. So not much change, but it's still interesting. Hey, cover elections when they happen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yep. True.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think it's still a good sign. You know, we've had
Yeah.
that was 4 major elections on the 2nd of November, is when that happened.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is a red wave. These elections,
Oh
like the
yeah.
ones, especially the one that happened in Virginia, this is a symbol of what's to come. I think in 2022. Like,
I mean,
I
you
hope so.
had you had
yeah,
3 Republicans elected in a Democratic state, a state that had been Democrat for 12 years.
yeah, like come on.
Yeah, that's a lot of progress.
A little, like,
Progress. Not according to the Dems, Josie. Come on now.
yeah, that's like according to them, it's like so regressive. It's like we're going back. We're going backwards as a country. Like all that stuff. Like
I mean,
cringe.
what's the opposite of progressive? I mean, are we regressive, folks? You never know. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Come on, man. No,
Um,
this is a red wave right there.
but other than that, we do have the Florida House primary election,
Oh, let's talk about
and
that.
yeah, I'm actually so Florida has been in the news a lot recently. You know, we've got DeSantis down there. He's doing amazing things. Okay. He
hmm
rerouted. We talked last week about how he rerouted rerouted shipping routes, to go
Yeah.
to go through the Panama Canal into Florida, so he could ship, so they could ship out stuff to the rest of the country because, you know, in California they have a or a worker shortage. Nowhere is a labor shortage, but So we got Florida House primary election results. Both parties will decide their nominees to replace Rep. Alec or Elite Akli Alki. I'm butchering that name. The
Well, let me
barrier
see.
breaking Democrat who represented Florida's 20th congressional district from 2013 until his death in April. Oh, let me look up. This guy. Control C.
Let's look it up.
I'm looking him up. Okay. Okay. So, was an American politician and judge. He served as a member of the United States House of Representatives for Florida's 23rd Congressional District. And let's look at him some more. I know this is Wikipedia, but come on. We can trust Wikipedia a little bit, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, why not? What's not there to trust
Yeah.
about Wikipedia?
Hey, I mean, we can trust it with common knowledge, right? So that sucks. You know, we don't like people dying. That's terrible. But I'm sure he lived an amazing life. So,
True.
yeah. So yeah, so they're voting to replace his seat, and the Dems so far have not been able to decide. I guess they've got 23.8%, 23.8% with two. Oh wow, there is only a 3 vote difference between those two. This is what I'm talking about. They're gonna split the vote. They're gonna split the vote everywhere. And then the Republicans only had 2 people. They had Jay Mariner and then G Musselwhite. So, hey, another thing that I thought was very interesting. Florida actually has more registered Republicans than Democrats now.
Oh,
Really?
let's go.
That's
Let's
encouraging.
Let's go, baby.
Which is very strange because guess what?
What?
There are more Democrats in the United States than there are Republicans.
Wow. That's just disheartening.
So the fact, I mean, hey, maybe they're
Hopefully.
just a little confused.
Maybe, yeah. We hopefully like they'll
Hey,
come around.
I mean, in 2021 alone, you know, I mean, independents have an all-time low support for Joe Biden, which is crazy because usually you see independents 50-50.
Hmm.
Low support is where you see either Republican or Democrat for presidential presidents, I guess. So yeah, I think these elections, they're definitely showing a red wave. I think other than the Ohio House special election, we've seen pretty good margins. In New Jersey, I would never see a vote that close. I would never predict a vote that close. 50-83 or 51-80 or 48. My bad. That's just in New Jersey. That doesn't sound correct. But
Yeah.
I'd say hey, that's pretty good. Making progress. like Josie
Yes.
said, progress.
Like, this is progress. Yeah, hopefully just New Jersey will improve, but New York is just they're close to New York. It's kind of like they've always been
So
on
my biggest thing with New York is, or the best thing I see about New York right now is like people like going on riots about the vaccine. Well, not riots, but riots are never okay. Let's be honest, they're not.
Yeah, but they were protesting. They're
Protest.
protesting.
The protesting of the vaccine mandate. That is
Yeah.
the one thing that I
Encourage.
really like about New York right now. So
Yeah.
hey,
People are waking up, man. Like come on.
Yeah. And like Kamala said, what happens in Virginia will definitely determine what happens in 2022 and 2024 with the election. So I
Yeah.
think
Overall based.
if we trust her, we have a lot to hope for.
Kamala, you just really? Oh, thank you so
Really?
much.
Yeah, that's
Kamala.
based. That's so based. No, we just made her eat her words.
Based? Kamala based? You know, I thought it was really funny. I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, but she walked into her own surprise birthday party and yelled surprise.
Yes.
Did we talk
I
about
saw
that?
clip. I don't know. I saw the clip and it was pretty cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
Sorry
see
guys, my internet kind of lagged.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. So yeah, that's it for elections. Now we do have tomorrow. So for those of you watching, today is Saturday, November 6th, right?
Yes.
We're all about to have a very happy nights of rest because we all get extra hours worth of sleep. Are you
Yes.
so
Yes.
happy, Steven? Oh my gosh. I've been
Oh,
waiting for this
yeah,
ever
let's
since
go.
the spring. I actually
Me
Yeah,
too.
I I'm like, I cannot wait for that one night I get an extra hour to sleep. But today also, or tomorrow also marks another very special day that I did not know existed, but I do now.
I didn't
So,
either.
yeah. Tomorrow, November 7th, is National Victims of Communism Memorial Day. And I will go ahead and pull that up for y'all. So yeah, it's it's something we like seeing. So Victims of Communism Memorial Day, and I don't know. Each year on November 7th, Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation marks National Day for the victims of communism to remember those who have suffered and died at the hands of communist regimes in the past and to stand for those who are fighting for freedom today. So, presidential message. Since 2017, the president has issued a yearly proclamation declaring November 7th as National Day for the Victims of Communism. On November 7th, 2019, President Trump held an event in the Oval Office in recognition of the National Day for the Victims of Communism. The delegation featured witnesses of communism, including, oh, I apologize so much for butchering these names, but, hey, Shirley Avila Leon, Daniel DiMartino, Grace, is that Joe?
Grace Joe.
Grace
Joe.
Joe? I don't know if that's
Grace
pronounced Joe.
Joe.
Or, and then,
Nguyen. Nah, I can't even pronounce the name
Mother
either.
Mushroom.
No.
And
Mother Mushroom.
Mother Mushroom. Once again, I apologize personally for us butchering those names. For those of you listed, if you are watching, if you're not watching, regardless, you've witnessed communism, something that I never would wish on anybody, and I hope I never have to deal with. So I'm glad you were recognized. So federal recognition, November 5th, 2015, former Representative Dan Lipinski, founder co-chair of the Victims of Communism Caucus, introduced a House resolution expressing support for the designation of November 7th as the annual Victims of Communism Memorial Day. State recognition in March of 2018, Virginia became the first state to officially recognize November 7th. Hey, Virginia was based back in 2018. What are we doing?
Wow.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After passing a resolution spearheaded by the Virginia delegate Mark Cole, to date, Alabama, Utah, and Virginia have passed resolutions to officially recognize November 7th as Victims of Communism Memorial Day, and then 10 others: Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Idaho, Illinois, Missouri, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, and Texas. All right, the three of us have some work to do.
Ugh.
We've got to call our governors and our state representatives and get this going.
Yeah.
Because none of our state... Oh, no. Oh, Steven, New Jersey actually recognizes it. So just me and Josie have some work to do.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
We'll do
This
it,
is weird.
We'll do it. Yeah, it's really weird. Why is Georgia and North Carolina not recognized it? But so also I did want to go ahead and pull up something from the Hudson Institute. 100 Years of Communism and 100 Million Dead by David Satter.
Wow.
So this basically goes over, a lot of what happened with communism. I'm trying to get to the numbers. So the victims include 200,000 killed during the Red Terror. That was 1918 to 22. 11 million dead from famine. And, I don't know how to say that word. I apologize. 700,000 executed during the Great Terror. That was 37 to 38. 400,000 more executed between 29 and 53. 1.6 million dead during forced population transfers, and a minimum of 2.7 million dead in the Gulag, labor colonies and special settlements. Settlements, my bad. To this list should be added nearly a million Gulag prisoners released during World War II into the Red Army penal battalions. If you guys don't know what that is, that's basically what the Russians did is they just threw all of their people at the war.
Wow.
Where they faced almost certain death. The partisans and civilians killed in the post-war revolts against Soviet rule in Ukraine and the Baltics, and dying Gulag inmates freed so that their deaths would not count in official statistics.
That's just terrible, man. Why you gotta be doing this? That's so not cool.
If we add to the deaths caused by communist regimes that the Soviet Union created and supported, including in Eastern Europe, China, Cuba, North Korea, Vietnam, and Cambodia, the total number of victims is closer to 100 million.
Like seriously though, like what they doing? Like what they trying to
Millions
do? It's like this is so not cool,
upon
bro.
millions.
Like how they gonna neglect us? How they gonna lie to us? This is so not cool, man. Like I don't know, bro.
And
Like
it sucks. It sucks to see because I mean I've listened to people. I'm pretty sure like Dennis Prager, he used to go. He used to go to Russia and I don't know. He'd taken trips to Russia to take people out of that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think so.
Yeah, and he's seen communism. He knows what it's like, and there's a lot of people alive that know what communism is like, and seeing so many, I mean, youngsters. Let's be honest, millennials and Gen Z, basically what they are, openly supporting communism, openly supporting socialism. I'm sure it feels really bad to them, you know.
Yeah.
Especially when some of them, I mean, I guarantee you, some of them know people that have died, like personally. So yeah, tomorrow, November 7th, is National Victims of Communism Memorial Day. So, hey.
Wow. Be sure to raise awareness for that.
Yeah, I'm glad we could recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I forgot the name. It's a long name. It's a long
It
name.
is. It really is. The abbreviation, let's see, it would be NVCM Day.
NVCM?
Yeah.
NVCM, wow. I mean, when you have something as in-depth as, or something as complex as communism. Yeesh. But yeah.
yeah. I'm like, come
All
on,
right.
man.
So our next little story, I guess, is actually about the federal courts.
The federal courts. Oh.
Yeah, what the federal courts did. They pulled a big fu, I guess, to the Joe Biden dictatorship.
Oh.
I did not hear about this actually.
Oh yeah.
Yo, let's talk about it.
So I actually didn't hear about it until I was eating dinner tonight. So
Nice.
I'm glad that I literally have 27 news apps and I have all of them set to send me notifications. I will get like the same notification like 5 times in a row and it's tragic. Like word for word, but all from different news sources. So I'm like, there is definitely some cyclical like sourcing going on. Cyclical sourcing is not a good thing. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and pull this up. This is from The Guardian here. So federal courts temporarily blocks Biden's vaccine mandate for larger businesses.
Oh,
Yeah.
it should have been forever. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? I'm sure it'll get to that. I mean, they're anti-vaxxer Aaron Rodgers. So you've got Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
And Aaron Rodgers, he got the kitchen sink treatment. You know what the kitchen sink treatment is?
Oh, let's talk about it.
It's so it's what Joe Rogan got. It's monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, aspirin, just a whole bunch of stuff to like treat the symptoms and try and regulate what your body's doing. It's the same thing Tim Pool did. Tim Pool got it too. So did all of Tim Pool's staff. And guess what? They're all feeling fine. They're all good. Tim Pool tested negative after a week, which is great. Glad for him. Glad for all the people at Timcast. And glad for Aaron Rodgers, too. And I love... Aaron Rodgers got super based. He was like, I don't... He says the right is going to like raise me on a pedestal. The left is going to try and cancel me.
Based Aaron
I'm not going on
Rodgers?
Fox. I'm not going on CNN. I don't care about politics. That's basically what he said. He's like, I'm listening to advice given to me by I'm listening to advice given by Joe Rogan because it worked for him. I'll go ahead and try it too. And it worked for him. Now, that doesn't mean it will work for you. Ask your doctor.
Yeah.
Ask your
That's
doctor
Aaron
what you should
Rodgers'
be
choice.
doing, if you should be getting the vaccine, because sometimes it may not be the best thing for you. Sometimes it is. And we will be going into Pfizergate, so we'll be talking about if the COVID vaccine is best for you or not. Of course, we are not medical professionals, and you should ask your doctor. So,
Right.
so a federal
Since
appeals
that-
court on Saturday temporarily halted the Biden administration's vaccine requirement for businesses 100 with 100 or more workers. The Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals granted an emergency stay on the requirement by Federal Occupation Safety and Health Administration, that's OSHA, that such workers be vaccinated by 4th of January or face mask requirements and weekly tests. So I actually know several states have already sued the Biden administration because of this, actually. And then we've got organizations like the Daily Wire. We love the
Mhm.
Daily Wire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically saying, yeah, no, screw the state suing you, we'll sue you. So I'm not too sure how many organizations that are doing it, but I know the Daily Wire is, which I think is
Mhm.
great. Need to stand up for themselves. Need to stand up for their employees. So, yeah.
Honestly, I just think we should not just comply. They made a great choice saying do not comply. I actually shared this a lot on my Instagram story and all that stuff, man. Like the vaccine mandates are getting out of control. I'm just kind of sad that the court blocking the Biden administration's plan is just temporary. Like it needs
Yeah.
to keep going.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so I'm pretty sure what it is they've temporarily blocked it, okay? And what's going to happen within that amount of time is states have that time to get their cases ready basically, and then then they'll go to court, see what's allowed and not allowed, and then they'll either make it a permanent ban or a permanent pause, I guess.
Mhm.
Or they'll be like, yeah, no, these cases didn't hold up, so go ahead. We'll see though. We'll see though. I've got a pretty good outlook on it because, I mean, even though the left will always say things like, well, we have other vaccines mandated. I'm like, I mean, those vaccines have been out for a very long time, and
Yeah.
I mean, look at the death rate of COVID. Look at the death rate of COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like, come on, get the facts straight, you leftists. Like, come on. Like, give me the next one.
Steven, you're my spirit animal.
Okay, I've gotten that before. But anyways, no, with these COVID vaccine mandates.
Wait a minute. You said you've gotten that before?
No. I said I got
It's
what you
hey.
said. You said when you said you're my spirit, I was like, I got that. I've gotten that before.
Okay, yeah.
Someone else has said it.
Yeah, I was like, dude, no. The thing is, the COVID vaccine. This is
You know,
just
you remind me of a mixture of Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson sometimes.
what? Come on, bro.
What?
I mean, I'm very passionate about the truth. Like Alex
Hey,
Jones read
can you
in
tell me?
2016.
Can you say something for me real quick?
No, like these
Just-
COVID vaccine mandates, they're just so crazy.
Just
like, come
just
on, man.
say that there's lizard people in the White House.
Like, come on, man. There's just lizard people in the White House, man. Come on.
The water's turning the
You are
freaking
so
frogs
strange.
gay. It's so much passion. I love it. Steven, you should do theater.
Yeah.
You should
Honestly,
really do theater. Oh, that's all
the
I'm
vaccine
saying.
mandates, they've gotten me fired up though.
I bet,
These
I bet.
past several months, like honestly, like people told me don't worry about Biden. Like Biden's gonna make America so much better than Trump did. And seemingly at the beginning, the very beginning, it looked like Biden has high approval ratings. He's gonna be one of the best presidents we've ever. He's gonna be so much better than Trump. But look where we are now.
All right.
America's gotten worse.
So
Trump was way better.
speaking of the vaccine mandates, let's look at the vaccines for a second. And I'll go ahead and share this with you. This is from News in 24. Whoops, that's closed captioning. All right, News in 24 window. There we go. So, what is Pfizergate? So,
Pfizergate.
a whole
Oh,
bunch of information recently came out. We've got a lot of soccer players, hockey players, quite a bit of athletes actually, especially over in Europe, who are having like pretty bad adverse effects with the vaccine. We've had quite a few like actually die after having like heart attacks, like during games and stuff, which is very alarming, and I feel like that's something we should definitely be looking at. But let's talk about what Pfizergate is, because
hey, hold on.
this doesn't have much to do with the actual adverse effects, but more some sketchy stuff that's been going on with Pfizer. So the medical journal BMJ published an investigation on November 2nd pointing to failures and safety concerns during one of the clinical trials of the Pfizer COVID vaccine. Who is the whistleblower and what are her revelations? Details of the Pfizergate scandal. So basically there was a whole bunch of there's falsified data. There is do you guys know what double-blind studies are?
Yeah.
So Josie, can you explain double-blind studies for us?
Okay, sure. So double-blind study would be where the participants don't know whether they're getting the real thing or a placebo, right? And then the scientists studying them don't know who is getting the real or the placebo either. So that there's no like bias on either side at all,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So someone leaked some information, and it was not a double-blind. Um, what's it called anymore?
Study.
Yeah, it wasn't a double-blind study anymore. Somebody knew. Somebody knew who got what, and that was one of the things I saw. So what does the whistleblower criticize? Participants placed in a hallway after injections are not supervised by clinical staff, lack of timely follow-up of patients with adverse events, unreported protocol deviations, vaccines not stored at appropriate temperatures, mislabeled laboratory samples, lack of staff to swab all trial participants who reported symptoms. So there's a photo showing needles in a biohazard plastic bag instead of being placed in a specially dedicated sharps box. Another photo showing vaccine package material with participant identification number test written on it and left in the open, potentially removing anonymity of the participants. So that's one of the double-blind study things. A recording of a meeting that took place at the end of September 2020 between Brooke Jackson and two directors, in which Ventavia, and this lady actually got fired right after she did this. So why is she getting fired for releasing information if it's fake or whatever? I mean, what does it actually mean anything? I mean, them firing her kind of proves her point. So an email sent to ICON, the contract research organization with Pfizer, partnered with the trial, showing that Ventavia allegedly failed to follow up on data entry queries. More than 100 requests concern in particular two serious post-vaccine reactions would have been left for several days in abeyance. So yeah, and like always, we'll I'll try and put all of these in the description below. So yeah, it's more than just that. So we have the adverse effects. We have people dying. We have myocarditis. We've got VAERS. Okay, I think something I posted about it. Something close to Lord. I know there was a picture. I'm gonna look it up on Twitter, but it was close to like thousands of adverse effects and a lot of hospitalizations, prolonged hospitalizations. It's we're living in a world, that's a fact. So let me go to my Twitter where I posted a gigantic thread because I am insane. So, COVID-19 vaccine adverse reactions as of 10/15/2021. Office visits after a COVID vaccine was 133,972. Hospitalizations after it was 88,658. Hospitalizations that were prolonged were 252. Life-threatening was 20,000. Permanent disability 28,000. Death 18,078. So, if we are to trust VAERS, and VAERS is put in place for a very important reason, it's to make sure vaccines are safe and effective. 18,000 people died of a vaccine.
Dude, that is just an outrageous thing, man.
No, I mean,
Dying of a
like I
vaccine.
said, there's questions of the validity of it because it is self-reported or reported by a doctor. But when are we gonna draw the line? When are we gonna say, yo, 18,000 deaths is too much, or when are we gonna say 20,000 deaths is too much? 50,000? 100,000? I mean, when does it end? When does it end? So
Really good question.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the most important thing we need to look at here. And then,
especially when it's being forced on people.
Exactly. I mean, with those type of numbers, why would we force that on anybody?
Yeah.
So, and that's it, except for the Kyle Rittenhouse. So, Steven, did you want to talk about what happened to you, bud?
Well, I mean, I basically got censored on social media for calling for his release.
Yeah.
That's just they flagged it for saying I was violent.
They removed it, right?
Yeah, they removed it because they thought it went against their community guidelines. But then, how is it violent though when I was just literally just calling for the liberation of an innocent man? How is that violent?
Yeah. So you're inciting riots, Steven. Come on now.
Right. Oh
so
my God.
BLM and Antifa already said, "Hey, we're going to riot if this man walks."
Oh really?
They said
you're gonna riot when an innocent man who is trying to defend himself walks. So illogical.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
So we've actually, I'm getting most of our information on this from the Daily Wire because they've got it all laid out right here, and it's really, really handy. So I feel like it's kind of a small thing, but so a juror was dismissed by the judge after making a joke about Jacob Blake being shot by police. So that's kind of a small detail, but I still think it was something that needs to be brought up so it's not like we have a judge that's just gonna laugh at jokes about people being shot. So that's good. We talked last week about how. Okay. We talked last week about how he said that we're not allowed to refer to them as victims until it's proven so. They are rioters, looters, and arsonists because it is proven that they are rioters, looters, and arsonists. So yeah, one interesting thing I saw was a never-before-seen FBI video of what took place that night. And I'm like, why was this not brought up before? Because this is kind of important, right? So, Rittenhouse trial, never-before-seen FBI video shows key moments before shooting. It says never before infrared aerial surveillance footage was shown in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial Wednesday and allowed jurors to see key moments that led up to the shooting. The footage shows Rittenhouse by himself hastily walking down the sidewalk before Joseph Rosenbaum, wearing a mask, comes out of what defense has called a hiding spot. Hiding spot. I put air quotations for everybody that couldn't see me.
Wow.
Between a cluster of cars. The cluster was located at a car source where at least one vehicle had been set on fire that night. So there's the arsonist. So so here's the description of the video. Rittenhouse slows down in the video and appears to be in some kind of exchange.
Oh wow. Kyle Rittenhouse is.
Hold on.
Wow. Okay, there we go. What were you waiting for?
All right. Waiting for her. All right.
But it's like I don't know. The thing about this, hello, Kyle Rittenhouse is just you. How can you say like, but
I'm gonna cut this part out. By the way.
what? No, I
Sorry,
want.
my internet.
You're good. Let's get through the rest of this description, and then, are you cool with talking after the rest of this description, Stephen?
Yeah.
Okay. Rittenhouse slows down in the video, and there appears to be some kind of exchange, but there is no audio of the moment. Other videos from witnesses on the ground show Rittenhouse could be heard yelling "friendly, friendly, friendly" at this point, and it does not dissuade Mr. Rosenbaum, correct? Rittenhouse attorney Mark Richard said. Correct. Kenosha Police Detective Martin Howard responded. Rittenhouse continues to move in the same direction he was moving previously, and Rosenbaum starts to chase Rittenhouse. Videos taken from the scene from other witness shows Rosenbaum threw a plastic bag at Rittenhouse, but he was otherwise unarmed. So, what do you want to say, Stephen?
I mean, with Kyle Rittenhouse though, you're talking about this is an innocent guy. He was just trying to defend himself, but then you have people like even on social media just smearing him simply because of him carrying guns, shooting, and all that stuff. But it's like you fail to look at the context of where he was at. The truth is he was getting attacked and stormed by a bunch of rioters and criminals. But then he had to defend himself. It's like if you were put in his situation, how would you have reacted? Like
Yeah.
if either you, Tim, or Josie were put in that same situation as Kyle Rittenhouse, like how
And
would you have
that's
responded then?
what I don't think that's what a lot of people don't understand that, it takes a lot of practice and restraint to shoot
Mhm.
into a crowd and not just unload your clip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And him being able to just take care of the people that were trying to do him harm. And let's be honest, someone throwing something at you after they say get him. I mean,
Yeah,
let's be honest.
that's dangerous, bro.
So this next story, this came
Yeah.
out yesterday, or November 5th. Man Kyle Rittenhouse shot had loaded gun. Witness testifies. Kenosha, Wisconsin, a witness of the murder trial of Kyle Rittenhouse testified on Friday that one of the men Rittenhouse shot was holding a gun that was loaded and ready to be fired. Jason Lakowski, the seventh witness called by the prosecution, said he helped Gage Groskutz, who served after Rittenhouse shot and injured him in his right arm during riots in Kenosha. So this is the one that was shot in the right arm. I don't think he died, but I'm pretty sure his biceps completely gone. He's coming to court on Tuesday, I think, or is it Monday? So we'll get some more information on that later. Who survived after Rittenhouse shot him and injured him in his right arm? Yep, survived during riots in Kenosha, Wisconsin last summer. Lakowski said he helped apply a tourniquet to the gentleman's arm and emptied his handgun, and that was when he observed that the gun had bullets in the chamber. Before shooting and injuring him, Rittenhouse was chased by protesters and shot and killed two other men, Joseph Rosenberg and Anthony Huber. Lakowski told the court that he had observed Rosenbaum, the first Rittenhouse shot, acting belligerently and called him a babbling idiot. That was the first guy he was talking about. Rittenhouse defense attorney asked Lakowski about what he heard the crowd yelling, and Lakowski testifies he heard the protester shouting, "Get him." So yeah, that just goes through a little bit of information on him. Yeah. So there's a lot of information coming out, and there was a couple other things. Moments before the fatal shooting, Rosenbaum continued to chase down Kyle Rittenhouse. The teen repeatedly yelled "friendly." It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just scary when you feel like you could I don't know, be punished and charged for murder just from defending yourself from getting killed. And then when you think an innocent kid basically might be I don't know, sentenced to death or whatever, even for just defending himself, you know.
That's just crazy, bro. Like, I don't know why. Like, you just like because you just like just say like, okay, this kid, he has a gun, he shoots somebody, and like, oh, taken to jail, like that's it. Like, let's look at the context of it. Like, you're saying you just like rushed into it, saying like you failed to miss like the context, you know, of what actually happened.
And one of my biggest things, or one of the things I think is most interesting about this case, is so the prosecutor, he's doing a terrible job. He's asking his witnesses things
Mm-hmm.
that defend Kyle Rittenhouse. So he brought one guy up. Oh, and I forget what he's a lead journalist at the Daily Caller, and he was asking him. He was like, "So did you speak at all with Rosenbaum?" He's like, "No, we didn't exchange words at all." And he was like, "So do you have any
What
idea
the
what
frick?
do you have any idea what Rosenbaum was thinking?" He was like, "No." And he was like, "Have you ever had any idea what Rosenbaum was thinking?" He said, "No." And then he was like, "So, right before he was shot, did you know what he was thinking or what he planned to do?" And he was like, "Well, he did say F you and then try to grab the gun." So it's just that right there completely ruined all credibility for that prosecutor's like entire argument for that statement. And then, the witness went on to describe what happened, and it basically just turned into he was trying to grab Kyle's gun, and self defense. So,
Mm-hmm.
and like even a fairly left leaning, I say fairly, I'm pretty sure he's very left leaning, Destiny. Josie, do you know who Destiny is?
No,
So
I do not.
he's a left leaning YouTuber. He's friends with Vosh, or friends with Vosh. I don't know if they're still friends or whatever, but he was like, yeah, this is the clearest case of self defense I've ever seen, and
Wow.
he's left. So,
Yep.
um,
Wow.
it's I do not see him going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know what you could say at this point. He's not gonna go to jail.
If
There's no way.
if he does, it's only to stop riots from happening.
Yep. Kind
But
of
I
same
Yeah.
thing
think,
with Derek
but I think,
Chauvin.
but I think riots are going to happen regardless. If he walks, there's going to be riots. If he goes in, there's going to be riots, because if he goes in, he's not going in for long. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like Destiny says, this is the clearest case of self defense.
Well, I mean, you gotta look at this. Even too, it's like you're like saying it's gonna be like Derek Chauvin. Like people were saying earlier, like even like how even Maxime Waters was like calling for a riot in the cities if Derek Chauvin gets released. It's like, well, probably you're saying it might be the same thing that'll happen with Kyle Rittenhouse. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, you're right, gonna riot because of a kid.
Well, I mean, so I think the difference is, so with Derek Chauvin, I mean, me personally, I feel like he did deserve manslaughter. He did show a blatant disregard
Mm-hmm.
for human life. Now, even though there was a multitude of factors that led to George Floyd's death,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
we're talking fentanyl. We're talking apparently he tested positive for COVID, and there's a couple other things that were on that list. Um,
sure. Yeah.
Kneeling on his neck probably wasn't
Mm-hmm.
the best way of restraining him, and it could have possibly
Yeah.
led to his death. With all the other things being
Okay.
combined to that. Um, so I do think he showed a blatant disregard for human life, probably manslaughter. But in the case of Kyle Rittenhouse,
Mhm.
like he was being chased by protesters after trying, he literally said friendly, friendly, friendly. He was giving out medical aid, and protecting businesses for them to attack him. And I mean, if somebody threw something at me and I didn't know what was in it, I'd probably try and retaliate too to defend myself. So there is that. If someone tried to grab a weapon that I was holding, I'd be like, what do they want to do with this weapon? So
Well,
Yeah.
I see it looking good. I see it turning out all right. But you never know. So
Mhm.
anything can happen, they say.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
This is America. Like, come on.
This is America. We live in a wild time, you know, and there's nothing we can really do about it.
Yeah.
So that's all that I had prepared, guys. Did you guys have anything that you guys? No, Josie, nothing special, nothing interesting.
Nope.
All
I
right.
think we covered it all.
We miss you for a couple weeks, and you don't even have anything interesting to say. Wow. We see how it
No.
is.
Invaluable input.
Okay. Well, all right, that's gonna wrap us up for today. Steven, do you wanna say where they can find you?
All right. Go and find. Come and find. If you want to talk,
Come
follow
and
us on
find me in New Jersey.
no, no.
Here's my
If you
own.
want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram at the Conservative Input. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh no,
And we have
I'm
Twitter.
talking about you specifically, Steven.
If you want to talk to me, if you want to follow me personally, my Instagram is the conservative one too. I post a lot of political content on my story, and I always want to share the truth with you guys always. And you can also follow my friends and Tim and Josie on their Instagrams. Like they're doing
Yep.
their part to fight for freedom as well.
All right, Josie, what's your Instagram?
Okay, it is Josie L Hair, like HAIR, because that is my last name. _51.
Because she has hair, guys.
Yeah.
And my last
Josie
name.
is the only one that has hair.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can find me at Lord Tim Holtz and The Red Rebellion on Instagram, and also Lord Tim Holtz on Twitter. That's where I am a lot of the time. So, but yeah, make sure you check us out at The Conservative Input on Instagram and The Conservative Input on YouTube. And also check out the podcast, like, share, comment, hit the bell, why not? I mean, that's probably the only way you're going to know if we post stuff. But yeah, share us with your friends and have a nice whatever time it is.
Have a nice day. God bless
Bye,
America.
guys. Thanks for joining.
Adios.
I'm almost here to stay.
Almost here to stay.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, hi, Josie's roommate.
I'm at my family's home right now.
Boo.
Hi,
Oh,
Josie's
So
family.
Hi, Josie's family.
All right, 3, 2. Okay, what are we doing, Steven?
No, just start up.
I'm not gonna start it like that.
Okay.
B-roll. Boom. Got it. I'm recording too, so that was B-roll. 3, 2. Steven. You look like a stick, my guy.
No, I'm sticking. I just started off.
You're giving me so much content.